title, "Stop Being So Emotional About My Work Trip." I said, "Noted." Days later, she walked into the company I built to find her father stripped of power and her lover facing the board. Those were her exact words, delivered through a casual shrug, like my concern was an inconvenience, like I was the problem. I didn't argue, I didn't shout, I simply said, "Noted." People underestimate the quiet ones. They mistake silence for surrender, but silence is strategy. She wasn't always careless with me. Once, she was charm and light and warmth I trusted. We met when I was building the company from the ground up. Late nights, ramen meals, shared dreams. We built a world together. I gave her access to everything, including my heart. And then she met him. Ethan, her coworker, an up-and-coming executive, slick hair, slicker smile. He knew exactly who I was. Founder, majority shareholder, the man who signed his checks. But he flirted with what was mine anyway. At first, it was small shifts. She'd hide her phone when I walked in. Sudden nights working late. Her laughter becoming a secret I no longer had access to. Love makes you blind, but betrayal? It lends perfect sight. The night before her work trip, she turned her back to me in bed. Her phone lit up. "Can't wait to have you all to myself?" His name, his picture, their thread stretching months backward. My pulse didn't spike, I didn't break, I didn't even wake her. I just whispered, "Thank you," to whatever cruel fate revealed the truth. Pain transforms some people into victims. It turned me into a strategist. I spent the next morning staring at her suitcase, packed with the clothes I bought her, the life I provided. She thought I would crumble. Instead, I planned. I started with her father, Richard, my partner, my mentor, and the man who gave her the belief that she was entitled to power. He underestimated me too. He assumed his name meant ownership. But paperwork doesn't respect ego. For months, I had been quietly shifting shares, preparing for this moment, never expecting betrayal, but preparing for war anyway. While she was with her lover, I executed the first strike. Richard arrived for a board meeting to find a new agenda, one he didn't approve. A unanimous vote. Majority ownership confirmed. His position dissolved. Security escorted him out. By the time she returned from her little getaway, sun-kissed and smelling like someone else's cologne, her father was no longer royalty. She cried. Not for me, for the fall of her family's throne. Her tears changed nothing. I had only begun. Phase 2. Ethan. He thought he was untouchable because he had her. He thought betting the boss's wife made him powerful. But every message she sent, every lie, every promise, every photo was saved and forwarded to a secure legal team. Evidence. Undeniable. Career ending. While she clung to me with apologies she didn't mean, I finalized everything. Non-competition clause violation, fraud, sexual misconduct tied to workplace authority. The next board meeting I arrived early. I wanted the perfect seat for the show. She walked in moments before him, heels clicking like she still owned the floor. Her eyes found mine. She smiled tentatively, like she thought she could fix us. And then Ethan rushed in behind her, sweating, panicked, desperate. He had been informed of the charges. His lawyer had told him to run. But he couldn't outrun truth. The boardroom fell into silence as I stood. "I believe we have unfinished business," I began. I slid the printed evidence across the glass table. Dozens of photos and messages spilled out. Her face drained. His jaw dropped. Gasps. Shifting chairs. The sound of lives collapsing. When she tried to speak, I lifted a hand. "No," I said. I listened. I stayed calm. "Now you will do the same." Her father, silent in the corner, a fallen king, watched his legacy burn. I turned to Ethan. "Security will escort you out. The board has already voted on your dismissal, effective immediately." His voice cracked with pathetic excuses. But power doesn't answer to pleading. Then I faced her. "You asked me to stop being emotional," I said quietly, and I did. They fired him before lunch. They stripped her father by dinner. The world she tried to replace me with, gone in a single day. She chased me into my office afterward, tears, begging, blaming me for everything crashing around her. "You ruined my life!" she screamed. "No," I corrected calmly. "You mine," I just responded. She searched my face for love or guilt. She found neither. I handed her an envelope. Inside, divorce papers. A settlement leaving her nothing. Her voice trembled. "You can't just erase me." I stepped past her. "You erased yourself. I simply notarized it." She left my company that evening. No security badge, no last name to stand on. Ethan disappeared into obscurity. Her father into retirement and shame. And me? I remained exactly where I was meant to be, at the head of the table, in control of everything I built. People think revenge is fire and rage, explosions and chaos. But real revenge? It's quiet, calculated, executed with a steady hand and a cold heart. She told me to stop being emotional, so I did. Now I sleep peacefully, because justice is the best lullaby. And every time I sign a new contract or stare out of the office window I earned, I remember her voice. Dismissive, careless. "Stop being so emotional about my work trip." I smile. Noted.